Bathrooms are the second most expensive rooms in your home after your kitchen. One of the biggest considerations when selling or purchasing your home is the condition of its bathrooms. You can save yourself literally thousands of dollars by discovering problems in the bathroom during your inspection. Most bathrooms consist of sinks, toilets, showers, tubs, their enclosures, and specialty flooring. The reason bathrooms are so costly is that these are expensive items and require a good deal of labor to repair or replace. With constant exposure to water, many problems can develop over time and cause major damage not only to the bathroom but to the rest of your house as well. Let's look at countertops and their sinks. There are many types of countertops, from the more expensive granite and tile to man-made types like corrian or cultured marble, and plastic laminates such as Formica. Check the countertop and see that it is secure, mounted properly, caulked and grouted if required, and that it is not missing any tile or has any surface damage that would require replacement. If there is a two-piece backsplash, it should be sealed with caulk along its seam. This two-piece backsplash needs to be caulked in order to prevent water damage. If your sink is attached to the countertop, it too should be properly sealed at its seam so that water does not leak into the cabinet below. If problems are discovered with your countertop, sink or backsplash, they need to be addressed and repaired early on in order to prevent further damage. Sinks come in a variety of styles and materials. Good quality sinks like this China sink provide years of flawless service, whereas a low quality model's service life diminishes as their surfaces wear rapidly and rust, leaking within a few short years. Look carefully at such porcelain baked enamel on steel or resin plastic sinks which crack easily. If during your inspection you come across one, examine it closely for corrosion and leakage, given that they are prone to have problems. Most contractors rarely come across porcelain baked enamel on steel sinks that are not leaking. You will have fewer problems due to a longer service life with porcelain on cast iron or cultured marble sinks, both of which are durable and attractive. Some high-quality options are high-tech polymer sinks and counter combinations, along with exotic models made of copper or glass. When checking a sink, the first thing you should look at is its general appearance. Look for cracks, chips, or damage to the finish that could require replacement. Check to see that the sink is securely attached to the countertop and sealed properly. Here is a one-piece cultured marble sink and countertop that only needs to be caulked around the backsplash in order to be sealed properly. Those sinks needing caulk, which you discover is missing or moldy, indicates that water is leaking into the cabinet below and causing damage. Also note that moldy caulk has released its seal and no longer functions as a water barrier. In addition, moldy caulk harbors bacteria, which can be a health hazard. Check the faucet and make sure it is securely fastened to the sink. Check to see that it is not leaking around the valves when it is in the off position, as well as when it is on. A good way to check the condition of a faucet and sink is to do a simple water test. Turn on the cold water and check the water flow. Do the same for the hot water, taking note the time it takes for the water to heat. Check the stopper assembly to see if it can hold water in the sink. Fill the sink completely with water, making sure the overflow drain works properly. Turn off the water. Look and listen to determine whether the stopper assembly is leaking. Drain the sink to determine if the drain is working adequately. The sink should drain rapidly. If the sink and fixtures do not function properly, then those specific issues need to be addressed and repaired. Now check under the sink for mold, mildew, and water damage. Inspect the bottom of the sink for rust or corrosion damage, especially on porcelain-covered metal sinks. Check the back wall and cabinet floor for mold, mildew, and water damage. A good idea is to run your hand along the cabinet floor and feel if it has any wood damage or if it is damp. If it is, this is a good indication that water has or is seeping in from above. Check the drain pipe and compression collar for leaks. The compression collar is the connection between the drain pipe of the sink and the U-trap of the sewer line. Remember, most leaks happen in this area. Check the water valves extending from the walls for corrosion and leakage. If the valves that you are inspecting are corroded like these, and you try to turn them on or off, they will most likely begin to leak. In any case, never try to turn on or off valves under a sink when inspecting them, because they will almost certainly just start leaking. Instead, look and take note that they need replacing. Here is a good example of what a new valve should look like. Check the hoses that extend from the water valves to the faucet under the sink for corrosion and leakage. Any corroded items throughout the sink assembly should be replaced. Keep in mind that when it comes to bathrooms, costs can add up quickly. Step back and look at the general appearance of the cabinet that the countertop is resting on. Inspect the cabinet for dry rot or deterioration damage. Check that the drawers and cabinet doors open and close properly, and that the hinges are in good working order. Check the general appearance of the toilet. Check to see if it is a low-flow or old-style high-capacity toilet. A good low-flow toilet is a real water saver. A poor one makes you flush several times and provides no water savings. The Kohler Wellworth is an example of a quality low-flow toilet. Check to see if the toilet is securely fastened to the floor by leaning against it with your leg. A moving toilet can create leaks between the toilet and the sewer line, causing water damage between floors or under the foundation. A toilet should not be caulked around the base, as this will trap any leaking water between the toilet and the floor. So correctly installed flooring should be installed all the way to the toilet's sewer line with the toilet removed. The toilet should sit flat on the finished floor with no gaps. Check the entire toilet for chips and cracks. Generally, most toilets made of china can be easily broken when struck by a hard object. Check the toilet's mounting bolts, which are located on each side of the toilet, and attach the toilet to the floor. Check for cracking around the bolts. Examine the water inlet valve and hose from the valve on the wall to the tank to make sure that they are not corroded or leaking. If the valve is corroded, it probably will not work. Do not touch it, as you might start a leak. Check the tank of the toilet to ensure that it is securely fastened to the base of the toilet by giving it a slight pull with your hand. It should not move. Check the valve assembly by removing the lid of the water tank and looking in. The assembly should be free of rust and corrosion and appear to be in good working order. If you hear dripping or leaking water sounds from the toilet's tank, it is generally caused by one or two things. The flapper valve, which opens and closes when the tank is flushed, might not be sealing the tank properly. If it is not providing the proper seal, it will sound like dripping water and will cause the tank to continuously cycle as water slowly runs out. A quick replacement to the flapper valve will fix the problem. Additionally, the ball cock supply valve is sometimes adjusted incorrectly, causing the float ball not to rise to the correct height in order to shut off the water. If this is happening, water will just be continuously flowing into the overflow tube of the toilet. This problem can be easily fixed with a quick adjustment to the ball cock supply valve. Check the bolts that attach the tank of the toilet to the base of the toilet. The gaskets to these bolts commonly become corroded and start leaking water. Flush the toilet and check that the water drains out of the toilet bowl quickly and correctly fills the tank rapidly like it should. Showers and tubs are the area of the bathroom which receive the most water, causing them to be the most susceptible to water damage. Depending on the type of problem, showers can cost anywhere from a few hundred to thousands of dollars to repair. When you begin your inspection of a shower, take a good look. First impressions are good indications of the general condition of the shower. Check to see how clean the shower and tub have been kept. Check the condition of the tile, grout, and any caulking. Look for water scale deposits, missing or broken tile, mold and water damage inside and around the outside of the shower and tub, and on the bathroom floor. If you see these types of problems, it is a good sign that there could be unknown water or mold damage in the subflooring or foundation that needs to be repaired. Check the shower door to make sure it opens and closes and seals properly. Check that it is not leaking around the edges and that it is not corroded or in need of replacement. Check to see if the walls of the shower are straight from top to bottom. In doing so, look for bulges or depressions, which could indicate wall failure or water damage. In this second-story tub, the tile surround is not caulked properly and is leaking into the living room below. Look at the water valve, the shower head, the floor drain, and the overflow drain in the tub. Check to make sure that they are not corroded and are in working order. Check to see if the water valve is easy to turn on and off. Check to see that the shower head pipe is securely mounted. If the shower head pipe is loose, it may be an indication that a water pipe joint is leaking behind the wall. You need to check to see if there's adequate water flow and pressure coming from the shower head. Sometimes it is a good idea to turn on multiple water outlets in the house, taking note of water pressure. Check to see if the shower head is clear and spraying properly, and that the tub diverter valve closes completely. Also, you will want to see how fast the tub fills. Look at the tub closely and check for chips. Tubs easily rust through at points where they've been chipped, especially around the drains and connections. In this example, the tub is rusted through at the diverter valve connection, and here this tub had the same problem, however has been attempted to be fixed with an epoxy to prevent further rusting, yet the tub is still rusting behind the epoxy. In both cases, you'll need to keep in mind the past condition of the tub so that further damage can be avoided. Remember, moldy caulk can cause many problems and must be removed, as it usually is failed as a seal and provides no protection against water damage. Floors in a bathroom can be very costly to repair or replace. Check to ensure there is no water damage around the shower, tub, and toilet. For second-story bathrooms or wood floors, check to ensure the floor is sound. Walk around and see if it flexes. It should not flex at all. Check to make sure that the grout or tile is not missing or broken, and that the carpet is not coming apart. It often seems that carpet in the bathrooms after being exposed to water comes apart faster than carpet in the rest of the house. Remember that correctly installed flooring should be installed all the way to the toilet sewer line with the toilet removed. The toilet will then be resting on the finished floor and not caulked.